Oh, you know what? I'm in the DMV. It might be work related. You know what I mean? She got caught in Doge. She got caught in Doge. That's why I ain't heard nothing. She still like me. Hello and welcome to another rousing episode of Maga Peace Theater. My name is Reese Waters. Now, we saw in Act 1, there was one overarching theme: anger.
Will you call Elon Musk in to testify under oath?
We're not in a cult. Not as a party.
And then as a counterpoint in Act 2, we saw another theme, that being rage.
Great question, and I'm glad you asked it.
Oh!
Okay?
Answer it!
Okay, I am very glad that someone is looking at all of the waste.
Whether you like it or not,
show it to us! Make it public!
That is that. I appreciate your work at the IRS.
Elon Musk has got to go! Hey, Elon Musk has got to go!
Now, at the end of Act 2, we did see where the powers that be, the GOP, if you will, dismissed the anger and rage of the MAGAs as being the work of the ops. They said that it was the Democrat operatives that had infiltrated these meetings and had rabble-roused the crowd.
Some of the people that hijacked those town halls are happy with the bloated status quo. They want the bloated status quo to continue. They don't want to get our country back on track.
Let's just see exactly how the MAGAs will respond. Namely, are they still angry?
The Republican House Oversight Committee sent multiple letters to Attorney General Pam Bondi demanding the Epstein files be released. Bondi then went on an apology tour to Fox News, promising the documents would be released imminently. Today, the White House made a big show of handing a bunch of conservative influencers binders labeled the Epstein Files, Phase 1. But the whole stunt was a bust.
What's interesting is we're all waiting for bombshells, we're all waiting for juicy stuff, and that's not what's in this binder. That's not what's in this binder at all.
It is the biggest disappointment, I think, that you'll find. I encourage you to do your own homework on this. It's mostly procedural jargon, Glenn, heavily redacted.
Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna, the Florida Republican leading this charge, said of the binders, all caps, "This is not what we or the American people asked for, and a complete disappointment."
Yeah, they still mad. They still mad. You know what? Why don't we start with Keith Self out in Texas?
So the other one is the Doge program.
Why is he smiling like that? He's smiling at the crowd like when I tell a joke that just really tears the crowd up. You know, like that wry smile you give where you like, yeah, that was good. That was good. I've never seen anybody smile like that to them booing. Is that, you got some kind of weird fetish for the crowd booing or something? Also, special shout out to that cameraman, just making it clear we were in a high school gymnasium. Yeah, because it was the murals on the walls. It was, I know, yeah, I seen the murals.
This is very closely akin to this is very closely akin to what Bill Clinton did between 1994.
Now, I'm pretty sure whoever did the closed captioning for this clip got those dates wrong when he said whatever Bill Clinton did between 1930 and 1940. But I believe it accurately captures the nonsense coming out of his mouth. Like, it was wrong, but it was right.
Bill Clinton only plans to cut 400,000 jobs.
See, I knew he was going to get booed when he pulled them pants up that high. Yeah, like when you go 2 inches past the navel, shirt got to come out. You know what I mean? That's I would boo him just for that. Now, were they booing Keith Self, or were they booing the people yelling, vote him out? That's one of those double negatives kind of thing. Like, when they start yelling, vote him out, you don't really have a place to go to object to that. You know what I mean? Because the booing just sounds like you supporting the vote him out people. And that's what I'm going to go with. And if you thought that was bad, check this out. Keith Self's campaign workers were strategically placed throughout the hall in branded shorts and reserve shirts. These Keith Self MAGA sycophants were resoundingly drowned out by really angry ruby red Texas 3 voters, including Republicans. So you mean to tell me that you tried to pack the crowd with supporters and they still booed and yelled, vote him out like that? That must have been him that was booing the vote him out people. That must have been his people that were booing the vote him out people. I think probably 100% of the real people were yelling vote him out. And the only reason the campaign workers weren't yelling vote him out is a good check and insurance. But on the bright side, even if he is voted out, I mean, they could always just move up the road and get a job with Diane Harshbarger in Tennessee.
There's been a mandate to the president from the American people. Am I correct?
No.
There's not a mandate by the American people overwhelmingly.
30%.
Run that back one more time. Run that back one more time.
There's been a mandate to the president from the American people. Am I correct?
No.
There's not a mandate by the American people overwhelmingly.
30%.
Now, a couple things. They say never ask a question you don't know the answer to, at least as an attorney. That should probably apply here too, as a representative. Don't ask that question if you don't think it's a reasonable possibility that they might just overwhelmingly yell no. Now, also to the woman, and by the way, as you guys have known from watching these videos, I'm very partial to somebody yelling something at the end of the clip. Don't bend over! She yelled 30%, which I think is apt because, and we're going to circle back around to this, they've been talking about this whole mandate that they have because Trump narrowly won the popular vote. But when you put that along with the percentage of Americans that voted, period, the voter turnout, I want to look at what that mandate, how that reflects in the actual percentage of the American public that voted for this.
Congressional Budget Office, you know what it's going to be by 2035? It's going to be $59 trillion. Did I tell you? You've got people who pay more taxes. The top 1% of this country pays taxes.
Did she just say the top 1% pay more taxes? Did she say? Is that what she said? Wow. Next thing, she gonna tell us that the top 1% get paid more. That's crazy. Did you know the top 1% get paid more? Wow. Do you think they have better insurance?
Concussion, and now she cannot function as a young woman because she was paralyzed because of the hit that he gave her. That is I'm not going to back up on my decision to support Title IX. So thank you. And I hope that the president will take care of putting those monuments back in their rightful place. And I think he will.
What y'all want to bet that was a Confederate monument? Huh? Can we take votes? Can we get action? That was a Confederate monument? Oh, 100% says yes. Well, we can't do votes if it's 100% of y'all say that without any of the background information. Just hearing you say put those monuments back, I 100% know it was a Confederate monument.
I have another appointment now. Look and listen. I appreciate you all showing up, whether you like my answer or whether you didn't.
Congresswoman, we have one more question.
Okay, we got one more question.
Time for the last question.
And we once again see how they are willing to handle dissent. As we saw before in Idaho, we are seeing the same with a woman here in Tennessee. And also, as we saw in Idaho, here in Tennessee, she was prepared. Yeah, she has all of the footage.
Ask you to walk this way, please.
You're going to kick me out for asking her to answer a question.
Yes. Let's walk this way.
You're going to kick me out for asking her to answer a question that she won't answer?
Well, let's walk this way.
Everybody else is yelling. Why do I have to leave?
You have been causing a scene since you got here.
Everybody's been causing a scene.
Well, step out, let's walk.
Because she was paralyzed because of the hit that he gave her. That is I'm not going to back up on my decision to support Title IX.
Are you serious? Everybody is yelling.
Grab your stuff and let's go.
I hope that the president...
Congresswoman, we have one more
Okay,
question.
we got one more question.
Are you kidding me? No. Are you kidding me? I did nothing wrong. I asked a question.
I want to give a shout out to Christy Burke for that, not only standing up for people in the meeting, but giving us all of the context and the footage that is helpful in outlining exactly what happened there in Tennessee, as well as Tennessee Holler for dropping the video as well. But they weren't done. No. There was more. And this time, they were a little bit more coordinated in their denials. Why don't we go to Kansas, where Roger Marshall got, how shall I call it, the Harshberger treatment.
Right now, as far as cutting out those jobs, a huge percentage of those people, and I know you care about the veterans, are veterans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that is a damn shame.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a damn shame.
I'm not a Democrat, but I'm worried about the veterans, man.
Well, I yielded to one of my elders, and I appreciate his comments. I think it's a great, we don't have time for everyone to stand up. I do got 2 more commitments today. Appreciate everybody making the drive out, and God bless America. Thank you.
Just in case you missed something, let's run his response one more time, because I think I missed it. I must be tired. I just got back into I'm tired. Run that back. I missed his response.
Right now, as far as cutting out those jobs, a huge percentage of those people, and I know you care about the veterans, are veterans.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that is a damn shame.
Yes. Yeah.
That is a damn shame.
I'm not a Democrat, but I'm worried about the veterans, man.
Well, I yielded to one of my elders, and I appreciate his comments. I think it's a great, we don't have time for everyone to stand up. I do got 2 more commitments today. Appreciate everybody making the drive out, and God bless America. Thank you.
Now, a couple things. I don't think anything perfectly outlines how they feel about veterans than that. Just for outlining just how they feel about veterans. The other thing that I appreciated about that clip was the gentleman on the side who specifically said, I'm not a Democrat, but I'm concerned about the veterans. And why would that be a significant thing to say? Because he knows exactly what's coming next. Donald Trump. Paid troublemakers are attending Republican town hall meetings. It's all part of the game for the Democrats, but just like our big landslide election, it's not going to work for them. To which Roger Marshall says, can confirm. Now, I would love to see the confirmation that doesn't exist, that Roger Marshall apparently is so willing to provide of paid troublemakers attending the Republican meetings. I can definitely look forward to that never being shown anywhere, number one. Number two, we're going with the landslide election and the mandate once again. And I would just love to ask if Donald Trump thinks that he has a mandate because of the overwhelming landslide victory, how would he characterize what happened in 2020? Or better yet, I wonder how would he characterize what Obama did? Like if so that was a landslide, you have a mandate. How would you characterize like what Obama did? That would be really fascinating. You know what I mean? Because apparently this is the biggest blowout that has ever happened. I also want to highlight here in this tweet, Roger Marshall claiming there were bust-in troublemakers in Oakley, Kansas. It's absolutely insane. They just hate you, dude. Yeah, bust-in troublemakers is the political equivalent of she just busy with work. Yeah, I ain't heard. She just busy with work. You know what I mean? It's probably some family stuff she got going on right now. Why she left me on red? Yeah, no, it's pride. It's pride. Oh, you know what? I'm in the DMV. It might be work related. You know what I mean? She got caught in Doge. She got caught in Doge. That's why I ain't heard nothing. She still like me. And just to stick his nose into it, here we get Scott Perry saying the establishment media frames the alleged Doge protests as grassroots-driven concern. In reality, the protests are angry Democrat activists who oppose cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. Now, I talked quite a bit about this in the last video about the whole idea that there's no room for even if they were Democrats, right? There's no room for them to object to what's going on without not wanting any cut to waste, fraud, and abuse. It has to be that. There's just an insane level of gaslighting. But what I would like to do here is to communicate to Republicans, to Maga, what they are telling you is that it's not possible for you to object. It's not possible for you to disagree with the current status of the Trump administration. It's not possible for you to have problems with this implementation. It's not possible for you to have an issue with the cuts to Medicare or Medicaid or SNAP or anything like that. Doge, folks losing their job, USAID. It's not possible for you to actually object. And we will deflect any objection over to the Democrats. They have removed any and all agency you might feel about your political voice. Not to mention, they're also communicating to you that they are in no way beholden to your feelings and emotions. They are telling their own voters and constituents they will deflect any objection to crazy Democrat activists and do whatever the hell they want. So, Maga, you have elected somebody who is not beholden to you in any way, and will deflect any objection you might possibly have to how they are moving in office. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
And just in case you thought I was overstating the amount of FU in GOP representatives to their own voters, here we get a statement. Real Kansans overwhelmingly support President Trump's DOGE initiative, shrinking the size of the federal government and firing career bureaucrats. Local Oakley citizens had no clue who these people were. Senator Marshall is to be commended for staying as long as he did. So apparently there's a face ID. They got a face ID. They got one of those people that's really good with faces, and he didn't recognize, because he knows all the Kansas. You know what I mean? He knows all of the Kansas, you know? And you know how long we spent on him with a Facebook that he knows all the Kansas? Yeah, he on top of it. Now, he didn't recognize any of these people, so they got to be from outside, or they just moved or something like that. But what's fascinating here is if you take calls to your office, if you take actual people showing up to your event and deny it as Democratic activists and not real Kansans, how would you even know if real Kansans felt a different way? Because your statement communicated what real Kansans think and feel. But if the town hall is not reflective of real Kansans, and if what they're saying when they call the office is not reflective of real Kansans, how would you know? I don't know. You know, maybe if some real Kansans would actually take to the airwaves and voice their opinion directly.
Tonight, paid troublemakers. That's what President Trump is calling angry voters facing off against Republicans at town halls all over the country, including Chuck Nunn, my guest tonight, whose incredible exchange with Republican Senator Roger Marshall of Kansas has gone viral. Watch for yourself.
I yielded to one of my elders, and I appreciate his comments. I think it's a great. We don't have time for everyone to stand up. I do got 2 more commitments today. Appreciate everybody making the drive out, and God bless America. Thank you.
We're going to take pictures with you, buddy, right?
Just got up and walked out. Much of the crowd there, you could see, incredibly frustrated, angry. The senator abruptly ended that town hall after that exchange early. And Trump sounded off about the contentious town halls on Truth Social today, saying in part, quote, "It's all part of the game for Democrats." Out front now, Chuck Nunn, the man in that viral video, a lifelong Kansas resident. I know, Chuck, you call yourself a conservative Democrat. Your wife is a Republican, and you were at that town hall together. So I just want to start, Chuck, in the awkward place where the president started when he is calling people at these town halls who are asking tough questions, or maybe just saying they, as you did, talking about your concern for veterans, paid troublemakers. I mean, just to be clear, awkward question here, but were you paid?
No, but if President Trump would like to send me some cash, I would prefer large bills in a plain envelope.
I like him. Yeah. I like him.
But no, I wasn't paid. And if they, it makes no sense. If they were going to have a paid actor, they would pick somebody a hell of a lot better looking than I am, and someone that's much better spoken than I am. It makes no sense.
Don't sell yourself short, Chuck. Don't sell yourself short. You're doing a lot better with your speech than Adrian Brody.
I can't guarantee you all of them were Kansans because I did not check every tag in the parking lot. But as my wife and I walked into that hall, I did look at the tags, and they were all Kansas tags.
Chuck, as I said, this is a senator, so people could come from all over the state. And you were there raising a crucial point, which, as you say, your wife's a Republican, you define yourself or identify as a conservative Democrat. You're upset about veterans and veterans
Yes.
being fired by the federal government as part of these cuts, and you called it a damn shame. What made you decide to go into that parking lot, walk in the town hall, all the effort that it takes to do that, to speak to Senator Marshall? What made you decide to do it in person?
I've attended other town halls that Senator Marshall's had. In fact, I voted for the guy once. I thought he was, at that time, I thought he was a pretty decent individual. The reason that I went is that my family's been in this country since the 1600s. We fought in wars in this country before there was a country. More recently, during the Second World War, my dad and my uncles fought against the Nazis in World War II. My dad was involved in and this is hard for me to talk about, and I'll just make it quick, but in the cleanup of a couple of the concentration camps. Saw my dad cry twice. Once when my sister at age 14 died of leukemia. The second time was when he sat down and talked to us boys, his sons, about what he saw over there. My dad was a big man, and he was a tough man. But that experience stayed with him all of his life. As I understand it, it changed his personality. This probably isn't why you called, but to see a South African immigrant stand up on a stage, wave a chainsaw around, it just absolutely sickens me. That's disgusting. That's repulsive. And that is un-American. To have that same guy and his group of thugs have the ability to take and go through my personal information at will is frightening. And I don't have the words for it. I'm sorry.
You point out there was you voted for the man at one point to be senator. Why do you think he reacted that way?
Some people can't handle the truth. Yeah. Some people can't handle the truth. And I don't understand this because I honestly believe that I don't hate the man. I honestly believe that he's a decent individual. He was as I understand it, he was a wonderful doctor over in Barton County. His family is well thought of. Why he would stand up there and lie to us over and over again. Does he think that we're stupid out here? Has he been away from his roots for too long? I don't understand it, and I don't get it.
I thank you for that, Chuck Nunn, not only for the question, but for also not allowing them to frame or paint you a certain way and giving us all of that insight from the ground in Kansas. And as much as we could have seen the paid Democrat activist deflection coming, we also could have seen we're ducking and hiding because we don't want to be next on the Summer Jam screen coming. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Rob Breshnahan. Oh, and here's another one, Ryan McKenzie. Come on down. In fact, we got a whole list here. House Republicans hit the brakes on town halls after blowback over Trump's cuts. We got Representative Gabe Evans. We got the aforementioned Ryan McKenzie and Rob Breshnahan. We have Marionette Miller Meeks in Iowa. We got Zach Nunn also in Iowa. They must be furious up there. and we got Juan Ciscomani in Arizona. So if I got this straight, Maga, these are paid Democrat activists that are getting bussed in, but we don't actually want to face our constituents because we're afraid of what might happen. Are those the two things that you're arguing at the same time? Because it kind of sounds like it. And I thought that nobody could come away looking worse in this situation, from Roger Marshall to Diane Harshberger to Keith Self to Rob Bresnahan to Ryan McKenzie. But here we get Mike Lawler. You might remember Mike Lawler. Yeah, he's a huge fan of our complexion.
In 2006, Lawler dressed as Michael Jackson for Halloween when he was in college with a visibly darkened face. He doesn't dispute the authenticity of the images, but said, quote, "The ugly practice of blackface was the furthest thing from my mind. For anyone who takes offense to the photo, I am sorry."
Yeah, he didn't want to face the constituents, so the constituents came to him. Rally denouncing Trump and Musk held outside U.S. Representative Mike Lawler's office. One of the latest electeds to have a rally held outside their office in protest of the actions of Trump and Musk is U.S. Rep. Mike Lawler. A group of more than 120 concerned individuals stayed at the rally outside Carmel Town Hall in the Putnam County hamlet of Mahopac, where the Republicans' regional office is located. And let's take a look at that crowd there. Oh no, it grew. Yeah, it got much bigger than what it was when they wrote that. Hey, Mike Lawler. Ed, they looking for you. Nah, they just want to talk. Yeah, they just want to talk. No, we can keep it friendly to start. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We have reached a new subscriber milestone, and they're each significant in their own way.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important.
It's the community that's been built around this channel, whether it's you guys' comments and going back and forth during the premieres, or it's whether it's you guys' comments on the actual videos, or you guys sharing the content. Those are all things that have helped this channel reach the level that it is right now, and it is those things that will allow it to continue to succeed and thrive. So I just wanted to say thank you. Some of your comments and some of your emails, and by the way, if you want to email me, admin@reesewaters.com, if you want to make sure that I have to see something that you have to say, or if you have a suggestion for content, some of your comments and your emails have been so incredible. I actually will start responding to them, not just via the comments or via email, but here on the content itself, because it warrants that. Of course, if you would like to join this channel, there's a link to membership in the description box to all of the videos. And of course, be sure to check out my second channel, Way of Waters, where I'll be dropping content on a regular basis as well, trying to find some level of peace. That's where you first got me messed up. She gave him to him, another man, like I'm not gonna get roasted. I ain't found it yet. I'm looking for it. That's what the channel is for.